let's do this. Unpin window. I can be pinned. Yeah. You know what? You know what? Hold on. Even though I just started streaming, let's add a new application capture. Something like that. Window capture. Yeah. Millimeters spectrogram. Huge. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. I don't see it on my screen. Oh, that's awesome, actually. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Here's the deal. I drag it out like that. Yeah. Okay, we're figuring things out, and I can unpin it, and then now, yeah, we can just have this just be up here, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but then everything's gonna get covered up. I could just have my whole window like smaller and have mini meters like fucking down there. I mean, like, feasibly, honestly, I should put the chat, I think, on the right. And then we can have the live chat on the screen, and then that would help with like VOD problems. And then I can have like meters and stuff on the bottom. I think that makes plenty of sense. However, I can't figure out how to put the chat, the YouTube chat, directly on the thing. No idea how to do that. Box, YouTube chat. Like, why? Oh no, it's there. It is there. Okay. We're figuring things out. Let's add another window capture. And then this one, Google Chrome. No, not that. That's of my stream. That makes no sense. Can I pop the chat out? I can't. All right, I think I'm just gonna figure this out later. It's whatever. Don't worry about a thing. Okay, let's just put this back to being normal, and then we can close that. All right. Whatever. Technical shit. Who cares? Okay, in today's live stream, we're gonna make fucking music or bass sounds or serum. I don't know. We're gonna learn music. It's fun. How cute. Though I'm surprised that this isn't. What would be the easiest way to do this? 3, 5. This isn't mapped to the frequency at all. That's just not true. Okay. Let's pump. Let's move. That's 5. This is 2. That's pretty good. All pretty good. Yeah, hard curve distortion preset, pretty fucking good. Anyways, let's go to this thing. Okay, if I take in okay, so essentially all that we got going here, if we mute all this, understand what we're looking at. We got... Okay, there's a sine wave. And a little bit of tube distortion, yeah. And then we can take in from FM. Okay, let's get... I do want the spectrogram up here to some extent. We can put that something like that, yeah. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, pin to top. Something like this, yeah. And there we go. Hey, what's up, Axon? Oh. Why does AM from C break everything? What the fuck? So certain frequencies just like doesn't play, just kind of starts out and dies. Anyways, we got a little bit of post-processing down here because I suck at doing everything solely within Serum. Also, the disperser and Serum kind of suck, and dynamic tube is busted, so something like that. It just makes it sound a little bit more, I don't know, like something roaring or some shit. It's a goodie. And then we can oh, kind of cool. Okay, bud. That's kind of cool. Okay. What if we do ring mod instead of amplitude modulation? That's like just kind of slightly cooler, if anything. No, it's kind of pretty much the same thing because it's going slow enough. pretty fucking cool. That's like rhythm or something? I don't fucking know. Pretty fucking cool. What else can we do? Let's put some effects in here. Let's turn off that for now. Hyperdimension? No, I can't. Hyperdimension doesn't make sense here. I mean, we gotta hit it with some sort of weird filter. So I'm gonna mess more with this tonight. I'm using a bunch of Vital in place of Serum, wondering if it'll steal me back. I definitely learned a bit by trying to recreate patches that I like in pigments in Serum. So you like all of your favorite go-to patches in Vital, just try to like recreate that in Serum, see what other new ways you can route stuff, and you'll probably end up making some cool shit. Let's go flanges. That's not cool at all. Weird. Fucking weird. What did I... Very weird. Here, let's delete automation. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's mapped to this envelope MIDI over here. Let's turn that off for now. Honestly, let's map that to here as well. And a pinch. Alright, later. What's up with it completely breaking down at a certain point? I guess I should be looking at the oscilloscope probably, if I want to better understand what the fuck is happening there, right? So we like chuck this guy up here. Pin the top. point it like I don't know, it like it's some like DC offset, not offset, some like asymmetrical shindig, and then it like flattens out until you lose all the lower harmonics, which I guess is just gonna happen as I'm smoothly interpolating and moving through FM. Interesting. Weird, man. Let's map FM and ring mod, fuck it. Yeah, let's map those also to the spell book. Yeah, and then let's shuffle these bad boys up. Let's change this. Honestly, I can just be off. That's pretty cool. Hold on, what if we add a utility? Because I can see on the spectrogram there's some like, I can't think of any of the right words. You add signals with opposite polarity on the left and right speaker and then it cancels out. Why can't I think of any of the right words, man? Width 0. Then let's add multiband. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's make this weird. We're doing FM from B. It's not FMing. Alright, too much distortion. Does FM just doesn't work at all when it's mapped to this, huh? That's nuts. Okay. Put that back on you. All right, let's add some noise of some sort. Hey, what's up, Lucas? Okay, let's try some weird routing, maybe. We can send this to FX, put a delay on this. Right, we'll do something like that. What if we put a convolution and then we try a weird convolution? Like, I don't know. Spray, it's disperser, basically. It's the max for live patch is like 20 it's like 20 all pass filters in a series, pretty much. That's all it is. And then you're just changing what the cutoff is of the not cutoff, but whatever the frequency is of the all pass filter. And then I don't know what pinch is exactly, but if you just like look up Spray by Slink on like YouTube or whatever, there's a dude who made the patch and he has a video on it. Hey, what's up, Delinquent? Well, okay, I rapidly made the patch worse, but I've been making sounds you probably would like. It's honestly, the secret is just having post-processing afterwards, which I was trying to avoid to get good at Serum, but like, I'm just gonna do it anyways, you know? So the OTT sounds like shit. Oh, I need to change this. Now let's get oh, I need to close that. We'll get the envelope MIDI back. And then we'll map this guy to that. Except that it sounds like shit now. What did I change? I did too much. I did way too much. What did we do? What did we do, man? What's going on? It sounds like shit now. Right when you tuned in, it sounded like shit. I'm blaming you. Pretty good. So let's set this to AM from C. These are all kind of, there's something for sure. No, this was actually, I'm taking full credit for where this patch is going. I just decided I'm gonna actually start running things into an effect rack. So I just took an effect rack from one of my chunky pigments patches, and I just put the entire post-processing on this. And I've just been messing around with different FM amounts. So, like, turns out, like, harmonic series, right, we can multiply it all the way up to, whatever, 48. There's also a subharmonic series, which you can get cool sounds out of. Bullshit, I don't know, man. Except, I'm going too crazy with the spellbook, I think. Okay. So, like, if we up 3 octaves, that's like multiplying by 8. And then I think this is equivalent of like dividing by some number. So this is like 8 over 11. Which is gonna sound shit out of like that frequency, but we make this guy higher. And then let's make sure. Yeah, we want this guy to be. Oh, we need scale up. Let's change that to. What if we duplicate this? And then what if we put hold up. Yeah, there's no way to get Serum to audio rate modulate things outside of it. That's fair. So this isn't, it's not gonna sound harmonic, but something fun you can do is you can have a spell book. We'll control like the frequencies or something of both of these guys, and then we can take an LFO, and then we'll set the LFO to ramp up, and then we'll map that to spin amount, right? So now this is spinning, and then we can increase the LFO. And oh, everything's breaking. I mean, that makes sense because it's a disperser. This is very weird sounding. Oh, also, yeah, this guy is tweaking. But let's make this not do whatever the fuck he's doing. Yeah, so this isn't like in tune, obviously. But if we were to make this like 44 hertz or something. Is it Nyquisting already? It does appear to be doing that. It does appear to be doing what it's visually displaying, even though this should... Wait, spin offset. Oh, we're looking at this guy. Okay, that just hurts. It just hurts. Okay, but maybe there's something else we can map this to. I mean, we could take what, this spellbook. I mean, if we map it to this guy instead, this spellbook is just moving these filters around. Right, and then all right, it's very quickly getting out of control. Okay. I've completely lost the plot. Let's start over. Let's completely start over, because I totally changed everything up and now everything just sounds like shit. So let's grab, yeah, Lumper V3. This is the Pigments patch. We're basically It's just like some basic pigments wave, and then it is then going into a bunch of post-processing, right? So we just got like dynamic 2, blah, 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 blah. So if we take a serum 2 and replace this, that's the sawtooth wave, right? And then I forgot, I don't have to change it to basic shapes. That's still just like muscle memory from before. I guess default shapes and basic shapes are by default 180 degrees out of phase. Oh yeah, I have random already set to 0, whatever. Why am I not hearing anything? What's going on, man? Why can't I hear just the sine wave? Oh, they're both playing at the same time and they're out of phase. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll just set this to just basic shapes as well. Or, wait, let's undo. They're out of phase, right? But then I'm gonna FM from B. Or I can amplitude modulate. No, that's never going to work, right? Because it's just amplitude modulation, so they're going to constantly have the same phase. I randomly get some audio for a second. That's weird. It's very weird. And then we set this guy to harmonics. And then we set this guy to harmonics. We can set this to like the 7th harmonic. That's fucking weird, dude. It's like a, sounds like a dolphin for a second. That's fucking cool. Very weird. Let's make this like the 13th harmonic. Very, very weird stuff. Ode? Let's make this... Oh. Fucking weird, man. Interesting. Like, now what happens? What if we fucking... Ah, man. Now, what if we put this on tone? Or hear me out. Wait, let's use the audio rate. LFO, what did I call it? LFO, PQ, LFO with MIDI. I think. LFO, audio rate, LFO V2-1. It's gotta be this, right? Right, we have a fuck ton of effects already on this. We'll turn all of those off. We have, so this is a modified Max for Live preset I made. We need to make an envelope. No, is it expression control? No. Can't remember what, it's an instrument effect, a MIDI effect? Is it expression control? It is, okay. Expression control, we set you to key tracking. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it so that key tracking maps to the MIDI note of this LFO and have it set so that whatever MIDI note I'm playing, it turns the LFO rate is gonna be whatever that MIDI note is. So if I'm playing C right now, so now it's oscillating at 32.7, right? And I can change this to a sine wave. I can also, right now it's 1 on the numerator, 1 on the denominator, so you can multiply the signal by different intervals. So this is like 1/8, 1/8, right? And so now this is 1/8 or 3 octaves below C0, so this is C-3. And then we can fuck around and like, what happens if we put this on tone on dynamic tube or something? Right? So like that sounds kind of interesting. But this is a clusterfuck. And then let's open up this guy and then depth. So now this is playing, the dynamic tube is playing at the same rate. Right? That was weird. Here, let's move this out of here so we have now all these different controls. Like we can put this on drive, right? What happens if this is also controlling bias? Now it does introduce these like weird fucking annoying inharmonic artifacts, which is very annoying. And I think the artifacts come from like the fidelity of how many samples are constructing the LFO, right? Because like you'll always hear it when the LFO is mapping to something. But if I change the step size, so now it's quantized to 24 steps, it's a different sound. So maybe that's not the move. Like, what if we, here, let's sample and hold this. Yeah, dynamic tube is fucking nuts. I need to understand it better. Okay, now it's sounding like shit again. It's just the sample and hold. You're broken? I mean, like, I know how, like, what specific, like, it's hard to predict why or at what point when twisting envelope the sound completely breaks or comes back in. Or what tone in bias is actually doing, you know? Like, I understand how to twist knob to make it do cool thing, but I don't understand why twist knob make it do cool thing. Or how the attack changes so much, right? Because, like, my understanding is, like, it looks like it's a distortion unit, so it's changing things on a sample by sample basis, but attack is, like, not how distortion works. Like, I have no idea why changing the release just, like, changes the timbre and the high end a little bit. So what the fuck is attack and release? And envelope, for that matter. It's more than a tube distortion, it's doing some other shit. You know what? Ableton manual dynamic tube. Let's learn. However, the Ableton manual sometimes it's just like, it does magic, and then it doesn't fucking explain anything. Dynamic tube fuses out with the peculiarities of tube saturation, an integrated envelope follower. Right, so it's an envelope follower that goes up to 1 millisecond, which, how fast is 1 millisecond? 10 hertz? Wait, what has a 1 millisecond wavelength? 1 kilohertz? Right, because there's 1,000 milliseconds in a 1,000. 3 tube models A, B, and C provided range of distortion characteristics. I mean, like, I intuitively understand how, you know, if it's like rectified exactly at 0, that gives it, that'll like cut out a lot of the sound when the envelope is past a certain point. Tube A does not produce distortions if bias is set low, but will kick in whenever the input signal exceeds a certain threshold. Oh, that completely makes sense. It's the same fucking sound. Yeah, I understand everything now. It's the same thing as when you use a saturator in wave shaper mode and you set the dampening up, right? Because, like, if curve... Wait. It's kind of hard to visually see what the fuck it's doing. But when dampening is up, it flattens this down to 0, which means if any sample is within this value range, it just gets set to 0. So that's what this is doing. Though I don't understand, is this like the positive and negative axis? Oh, it is the positive and negative because it rectifies everything. Right? Everything's rectified. Well, not entirely. There's still some sounds that are going below, and this is the last thing in my effect chain. So it's not 100% rectifying everything, though maybe that has to do with envelope amount. Okay, okay. I think it takes 1 millisecond for it to rectify everything. And so, yeah, attack and release is related to the curve. So you could see here at the very beginning of the wave shape, the very beginning is negative, and then it goes up, and that's the attack. Oh, I'm learning. Now what the fuck is... Now tone... Tone, I have no fucking clue. That somehow affects the attack or the envelope follower. Tone controls the spectral distribution of the distortions, directing them to high registers or through the mid-range. So is it just like an EQ after the fact? Because it would make sense if it's an EQ after the fact, which can change the shape of the wave after the fact. You know, that would make sense. Drive is just pre-amp basically, right? Yeah. Intensity of the tube is controlled by the bias dial, which pushes the signal into celebrated realms of nonlinear distortion. But what is bias exact? Oh, bias is probably the... Yeah, bias is the exact same. Yeah, it's just the same fucking thing as bias and roar, which does that. Right? Okay. We're learning. Distortion. Bias parameter. The more deeply the envelope is applied, the more the bias point will be influenced by the level of the signal. Right. Negative envelope values create expansion effects by reducing distortion on loud signals. Reducing distortion? Like reducing what the distortion would be. It's not like this D distorts something. That can't be. That doesn't make sense. It's got to be weird wording. Or does this like legitimately fucking... Hold on. All right, we're doing science now. Dynamic tube, and then roar. We just digital clip. That's our digital clip. Let's just use a saturator. I don't understand roar. Digital clip. There we go. Maybe, I mean, that's probably too clipped. Okay, this is just a bias, but it's like a bias for both the positive and negative things. So this, I don't think this is like particularly always positively rectifying it, like this graphic makes me believe. Yeah, there's this doesn't de-distort anything. There's no way. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's kind of cool though. What the fuck? So, positive envelope, that makes sense. That 100% makes sense. All the sounds make sense. What the fuck is it doing when it's negative? Right? Because, like... it would expand the sound. It looks like it has a long attack here, and then it releases, and then it goes back in. You know what bias is, but cannot think of the term of how it affects the waveform. Wait. Yeah, man, I wish the visualization was like roar, because roar's bias is like the most intuitive thing known to man. Like, that shit is beautiful, but I guess it's just all similar. But yeah, dynamic tube, I have no idea. I'm a stupid fucking ape, and I need cute diagrams and drawings to understand what's going on. So like if I have one attack, 400 millisecond attack, I guess that just like smooths everything over, like it's a high thing compressor, DC offset. Yeah, well, I think DC offset is technically like when the whole entire waveform is just shifted, like plus or minus some amount, right? So if the entire waveform is like you take the entire sine wave and you just shift the whole thing up the y-axis, that's DC offset, and you can correct that by using a high pass filter, because if it's shifted up, you're basically adding like a 0 hertz or like a really low frequency thing to it, such that it shifts everything up and is like locked in at a different phase of the very long wave cycle. That's my understanding of what DC offset is. So you could correct that with the high pass filter, but this is like just asymmetric distortion, or like kind of like rectifying something. I don't know if it's quite the same. It's not quite the same as rectifying, because to rectify it, you're basically taking the absolute value of something, like either like the negative or positive version. So to negatively rectify it, it's all negative, that's kind of what it's doing. Like it like approaches something like that. But I don't really know what the fuck is going on, man. Anyways, wait, let's go back and see if there's anything else we can learn from this. So can be positively or negatively modulated by an envelope follower, which is the control with the envelope knob. The more deeply the envelope is applied, the more the bias point will be influenced by the level of the input signal. Negative envelope values. Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck it means by expansion effects, by reducing distortion on loud signals. Maybe just doing it on a sine wave isn't what I should be doing. I don't understand what it means by expansion effects. Attack and release are envelope characteristics defined. How quickly the envelope reacts to volume changes and input signal, right? It's just a wave shaper, kind of like how compressors are a wave shaper, and they have kind of a long attack and release or whatever. Cut or boost the device's final signal with the output out, right? Aliasing can be reduced by enabling high quality mode. Title bar, oh. Improves the sound quality, particularly with high frequency. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, it's already on. Okay, I probably did know that, and that's why it's on. Yeah, I already turned it on that one. Or maybe when you put in broken tube, it like automatically comes in high quality. So I use the broken tube preset. Yep, it already has high quality on. Okay, word. I don't know. Let's turn it off. I don't know if that's a high quality sound for me to be able to properly tell. Bias and DC offset do the same thing though with tube. Bias and DC. Well, DC offset I think is a completely different thing than what bias is. Unless you're saying if you apply a DC offset beforehand and then put that into a tube, that does what bias is doing. But DC offset is literally how far offset it is on the y-axis, right? Yeah, it's just an offset of the DC. I don't know, man. I don't know nothing. It does affect the y-axis, but achieves a very similar result. I mean, I think like the wave is generally always like kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess you're supposed to say like the midpoint of the waveform that'll like shift a little bit. If it's asymmetrical, it's always. That was cool. I like the little tail right there. Yeah, the way that amplitude changes drastically is very cool. Now, like, why does attack being so low make it... Oh, right, if the attack is low and the envelope is up and the bias is up or whatever, it's like squashing the sound before it really makes any sound. So if there's release, then... Okay. Okay, word. Word. Add effects. I like that. I do like that. So I need a kilohertz nonlinear filter and boost Q and drive all the way on a sub. What does a kilohertz nonlinear filter do that other filters do? Okay, let's I need to get rid of the whole, I don't know, this whole thing fucking... Well, that's fucking gross. We got a woodpecker. Pretty good woodpecker. What if we put a roar before the dynamic tube and then fuck with bias? Input drive is low, and then output is high. I'm surprised that changes it so much. Weird. Okay, word. Word. Okay. Okay, this is a kind of decent sound, but it needs to be cooler somehow. And then I can save it. I don't like the transient. Has nothing to do with the input sound, really. Hey, what's up, Big Dumper? Thank you for the kind message. Again, I don't know, it's like, that's kind of cool, but it's kind of cool. Oh, that's interesting. You look at the waveform. And when I change keys, you know, all the frequencies are moving around. I think that's entirely from the disperser being applied to a particular part of the frequency spectrum. So that's why you're not seeing it smoothly move, right? So if this... Yeah. So that movement in the timbre, how the timbre is like switching up as I'm moving, is entirely because, yeah, this is fixed. That's neat. Anyways, yeah, this is weird. What happens if we turn off all the effects? What do we got? Nothing. It's entirely... all the cool sounds are just coming from this. Nonlinear filter applies distortion to whatever filter type, but does not affect the sound with distortion. Shapes the resonant peaks and ridges of the filter shape. You what, mate? You fucking what? Here, you know, let's just... I don't know, let's just save this woodpecker. We're saving the woodpecker. Woodpecker bass. Google moment. It's super cool and sometimes, but it can also sound like shit. Is there something? Do I even have? I don't think I have. Oh, I do have it. You're saying it shapes resonant peaks and ridges of the filter shape. Applies distortion to the filter type, but does not... Oh. Based on the incoming sound or the filter itself? the fuck? This is entirely new to me. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're playing with this now. Spellbook. Let's put you, I don't know, before some of this. And then we'll put you on cut off and Q and drive. Wait, did I break it? Why does it sound like shit the whole time now? A bunch of distortion modes too. Oh, okay. Let's slap that on that. Map YouTube mode. Let's put this no, this has to go after most of the stuff, probably. What happens if we what happens if we put all of this in a rack? It's just all of it, right? Then we go here, turn off all that. Right, we mapped everything. Then we duplicate it. Then we just slap everything back on it, on the rack. It's broken. Why does the Q... Oh, the Q is all the way down here. Oh, that was kind of, there's a couple cool ones in there for sure. Okay, let's Let's slow this down way more. Way more. And then let's go back here. And then let's just record from the woodpecker. And then, here. Oh, parallel? Yeah, I bet. Well, it's not playing any cool sounds anymore. Okay, bud. Okay, bud. They're all shit now. They were just like way cooler a second ago. Bud, come on. That was cool. Tubular. It's just screaming. It's definitely just screaming. I swear it sounded like there was a couple of really cool textures and stuff right before I started recording, and then everything I did afterwards was terrible. But what if we flatline it and then we try slowing down all the super high pitched terrible parts? No, it's all terrible. Nope. I mean, they're cool textures and stuff. Oh, this also isn't on repitch. My bad. I mean, I like that a little bit there. So my video on glitch hop percussion, super inspiring. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's the one good sound. It's not even good. Okay, yeah, that was terrible. But you know, we're experimenting. Don't put 5 of these in a series. It doesn't really sound too good. At least particularly on what I'm doing here with the woodpecker sound, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. All right. Enough of this rabbit hole. Everyone has left my stream. We've lost like 8 people. Let's go back to thing a little bit better. I was getting a lot of cool sounds just doing harmonic series stuff. Mode harmonics. Yeah. And then we just FM from B. Right? And then U. So if this is, yeah, we'll just leave that there. What would I recommend for generating usable ideas from a chaotic sound design session? I have a video, I think it's the second video on my YouTube channel, and basically it's called like sound design generators or something. But the entire, I'll just do the entire video concept here, is you just get a giant stack of MIDI notes in a MIDI clip, and then you take your sound design session. So this thing over here, awful, right? Terrible. None of the sounds are usable. Let's chuck it in here. You put it on slice mode, so now every single one of these notes gets mapped to a different sample that has been sliced, right? And then we have an arpeggiator, and you set the arpeggiator to random, and then you can go through here, right? You can do all that, and then once you have that going, then you can, like, I don't know, we can fuck around with arpeggiator or something. Let's put it, yeah, it's on random. Let's put it on 16th notes. Let's make it swing. Let's set it to forward arrow, lower the envelope amount so it's much more percussive. Transpose it down. And then we can just like record from this, right? There we go, banger. Right, and then you can just take this whole thing, and then you can like do whatever you want with it. And then you just, you know, start putting some fucking drums down and stuff, and then you can immediately kind of get a beat going. And you can grab a snare. Let's just grab the quickest snare that we can possibly find for each thing. Right, and then now we got banger. It immediately works, and then we can start chucking other bits of our sound design session here. And then let's like pitch this guy up. Then we can duplicate that over, add some reverb, add OTT. Right? And then you got a fucking song. You got a whole song right there. Yeah, it's like all the sounds I had initially were absolutely awful, but just get familiar with warp modes, and then how you can use warp modes in like a sampler and stuff, and then you can warp it and then use randomness to spit out ideas really quickly. Do I know the sample offset trick that's similar to that in sampler? Makes the whole sample usable, but the longer it is, the harder it is to get the exact points. I don't know what you mean by sample offset trick, like offsetting this dude. You could like slice by beat and then offset it. No idea. I know you could like also, you know, like let's say you have your mud pie or whatever, right? And we have this thing here. Let's make this thing louder. Let's say let's say that last bit there sucks. I can cut this, hold down Control and Shift, and I can just drag this to a different part of the sample. In sampler, yeah, I never use sampler, so I have no idea how honestly anything in sampler works, which I know it can do a lot more because, you know, it's not as simple, but I've just always gotten by with a simpler TBH. So no, I have no idea about that. And then another thing you can do, that the main point of the whole sound design thing is not only do we have the spitting out random samples, but you can have an LFO. Set the LFO to random, and then you can have that control different parameters. And then now, then you can record all of these sounds out, and then you can make variations, and then you can like, you can take literally any effect you can think of. Let's take a resonator. Let's duplicate this, and then let's match that to decay, and then have another one, and this guy can have to color, and then let's make like a C minor 7 chord or something, right? Let's get that to be an octave, and then except I need to increase these. Let's put the delay behind it. Usually what I do is I do this to create a bunch of random shit, and then individually, once I have something I like, then I'll start getting a little bit more exact. So like maybe that guy, I can like zoom in and then go like duplicate that a little bit over, right? Or maybe that was a little bit too fast, right? And then, you know, you can get cool. Manually the work modes, and yeah, like not only that, but you know, I might like take this, transpose this up, put it on 16th modes forward and backwards, and then like honestly that last bit there, super cool. So I'm gonna copy paste this here, and then this here I'm gonna control shift and then drag this to a different thing. Then we take the whole thing and then shift it over some amount and then change it. It turned out to suck a little bit. Yeah, but there's some stuff there, you know? Kind of makes sense. And sampler modulation tab under the aux, you have the A/B set to that sample. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Sampler. Yeah, so shit in sampler instead of simpler. A or B you can set, it doesn't matter. Well, what does it do? It just plays random sounds out of the sampler? It's just like another way you can do, because I know that this particular thing I do with arpeggiator and like the sliced up simpler mode, I know you can do that same concept with like in a million different other ways. But is that what you're talking about? Probably sample offset trick. I think so. You understand? I have trouble with the practical workflow. Spot on with that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's pretty much my shindig. Is get really fast workflow stuff to make ideas really quickly. Because if the faster you can make the idea, the faster you can make stuff, the more complex you can make it without, you know, like running out of time or burning yourself out. Instead of being a slice mode, just automating a start point. Okay, yeah, no, I've messed around with that before, actually. Like, years and years ago, there's like a Mr. Build tutorial on doing that, but I just find it way faster to just use the automated slice mode thing, or at least that's just how I've done it the most, so it's like a muscle memory thing at this point. Any Max for Live devices? The only one I would really recommend is the Spellbook, which like half of my YouTube videos are specifically about using this, and it's a 2-dimensional LFO. I put it on like fucking everything. I don't know, there's a lot you can do with it beyond it being a 2-dimensional LFO that can spin around. You basically map the X and Y axis to stuff, and then but also it is consistently random, so you can sync it to the grid such that it'll like have the exact same shape every single time you play, so you can have random modulation that is consistent with the grid. Probability ARP, yeah, I've not used that. I don't know, there's like an infinite amount of Max Live devices. I feel like I personally have enough ways to get random modulation and shit, but maybe I'm missing something. No idea. I can't try out everything, you know, because like so many of them do the same thing. Anyways, now we kind of have. Wait, let's hit Command Z a bunch and go back to whatever the previous thing was, because now we kind of have a song idea. It's kind of cool. All right, let's use Serum because we're supposed to be getting really good at Serum, right? Let's load user presets. Zen Flute's kind of cool. It does sound a little bit too much like a fucking choo-choo train. So, why can we hear this so clearly? Is this going out somewhere? Oh, it's the FM or AM. Let's more serum patches. User, let's do this one. So this is supposed to be an arpeggiated thing. I don't know, people always put a utility. I mean, I do. I think most people end up doing that in the mastering process. Just when you're mastering, you just... I mean, I just use an EQ8 and then set it to mid-side mode. And then I do something like that. Maybe something like that. Yeah. to do here. The snare sucks. So if I'm gonna like actually try to turn this into a song, that one's just way better. Okay, let's here's another thing. So you can write down tempo. Try it. What is stopping you? Put that in a group, resample from 27. Record, resample. I said 27. I just use simpler because it's easier. So like right here, I'm recording now. Like right here, I just recorded out all the melodic stuff. Right, and then now I can go back to this randomized sampler thing I made earlier. Actually, I kind of like some of the shit we were doing here, so I'm going to duplicate this. And then I'm going to delete the resonator. I'm going to delete everything, honestly. I'm going to delete everything. And then this guy, the randomized sampler, I'm now going to put all the resampled stuff, all the resampled melodies and stuff in here. Right? And then now, I challenge you to try to make songs that don't have any. The only bass you can do is like a hip hop sub, just like a dedicated sine wave sub, and then everything else has to be some other shit. It'll challenge you. You know, all the energy has to come from the percussion then, and like the rhythm of like whatever your melody line is, stuff like that. And then, anyways, we can then take format filter, and then we can take I don't know, spellbook. Ooh, wait, let's do the weird thing. Actually, this probably isn't gonna work very. No, it's not gonna work well for the sound. I was gonna make like 10 format filters and stack them on top of each other, but that just ends up creating like modal sounds, and you want really, really short transients for when you're doing that. So we just put that on here, and that on there, and fuck it, that on there. Why isn't the compressor working? Then we record another guy from the second randomized sampler. Nope. No white noise on a sub. Not allowed. That's also like the most boring sounding fucking. I'm so over fuzzy sub. There, so now we have this whole layer. No, none of it. You see what I'm doing here? How there's already we got groove and a rhythm and atmosphere and pads and stuff. And I haven't even added a bass yet. I'm telling you, it's doable. You have the power. I believe in you. It's within you. You have to believe in yourself, man. And you're not allowed to use F, actually. Make it... Oh, this is the worst one. It has to be somewhere between A and C sharp as your key. Yeah, get fucked. Oh, man. Yeah, that one's mean. That one's mean, yeah. How can you have time without it?
Without what? This is halftime. It's 86. You watch the whole process. I just put down drums
And then I just made a algorithm, like a generative chord thing, right? Okay, thank God. Yeah. That shit is awful. Sometimes it is necessary. Actually, you know what? No, I don't think I've ever actually made a successful song that involves a fuzzy sub. Ever. So I can't say it's necessary. But I mean, it definitely fits in certain songs, but like it's got to be sparing. Okay, the songs where it's a long sustained fuzzy sub, fuck them. They need to quit music. But like when it's just a downbeat impact fuzzy sub, just for a second, just to start the like 8-bar loop or whatever, that's pretty good. Everyone told me once just to do everything that I don't already do. Yeah, I mean, if you're locked into a bubble, then, like, you're not going to improve, right? Like, the entire reason why I've been fixating on Serum is because I have been avoiding learning the soft synth for, like, ever and ever and ever. So I gotta do that. I'm already kind of over this, TBH. You know what the problem is? The song isn't in 23 tone equal temperament. That's what a fucking problem is. That's why it's not good. Duh. Okay, we have to convert everything. Oh no. Also, I have to figure out global tuning file, load tuning. Downloads. Has to be a tune file, not SCL. That's nuts. Insane. Load tuning. That's spooky as fuck. Wasn't the intention, but how many go-tos for ambiance? So I usually just put a crystallizer and reverb on a pluck.
Yeah, granulator delays, a lot of ear candy, little animal sounds and stuff like that drifting around. Big pads. Just long delays. A lot of delays. You can do multiple delays in a series. So you can have one delay that's like every 3 beats, and then another delay that's like every 8 beats applied to the 3 beat and the original signal. So like each one's at like 50%. And if you have like 3 delays, each at 50%, you're basically splitting the signal into 2 paths every single time, and you end up having like something like 8. I guess with 3 it would be 8. Or with 4, you'd have like 16, basically 16 different signals, and you have each delay can be filtered by a slightly different amount. And then, you know, if you like then offset the left and right channels for every single delay by some arbitrary amount, then you're gonna have like fucking 128 different copies of that sound at like different amounts, and it starts to sound like reverb, and then there's cool shit there. Yeah.
Okay, what else? What was I doing? So we're in well, we're playing in C minor, right? So something we've been messing around with is been using here. Let's make a major scale, which is a 4. Wait. Yeah, it's a 4-2 4 4 4 2 4, right? And then we're just gonna choose one of these notes and make it small. Which one do we make small? Right. So this is our C major scale. Da-da-da. Right, and this was a 5th originally. And then this one, yeah, we were playing a 2nd and a 6th. And then we're just gonna do the 5th thing again. It doesn't, there's a lot going on, man. So there's a lot going on. It was this. Except there's like another note now on top. Oh yeah. It was move that up. And then now we face this boat. Oh, and the arpeggiator is fucked up because it's going up by 12 semitones. We need to go up by 23. Sounds totally fucking weird. This is supposed to sound somewhat similar. Am I just wrong on everything? Let's check the tuning. I think this should be C if I did it right. Tuner. Right, they're not labeled. 23 Ito. It's not. Okay, the whole thing is off. Right. Turn off arpeggiator. $378. Okay, I think that should make it consistent. Oh, this sounds terrible. also be the way I chose to flatten or hobble the tuning was weird. Yeah, that one's fucking... Oh, that's just a wrong... These notes just don't exist in the scale. That's what our deal is. One. And I made it worse, I think. I don't know. I don't know, man. What? What the fuck happened to the ARP? Arpeggiator, what? Why? Why did that happen? Hate it. I'm already over it, over everything. Somehow, I don't know, I couldn't convert the like chords over and have them make sense. It could just be that the tuning just doesn't make sense for that chord progression. Yeah, that's 31. Let's just record out. Okay. EQ8. Utility. Okay. Something kind of cool there. Let me paste this over here. Just found a song new in a Hoopla thing. Cool. Yeah, sounds about right. What if we... Well, maybe we should return to it. We need more things happening over here, probably. Maybe we take these really terrible woodpecker sounds, reverse them, something like that. I mean, if the tune was tight, then it still is. So like, I don't know. I have songs that like I came back to and finished after like 6 years, so. I don't do well with making collabs, like generally. We've tried like once or twice. I mean, I sent it to him last, and he hasn't worked on it in a minute. Though, like the song was like okay, it has some potential. The intro's kind of cool. The rest is okay. But I don't know. I don't really do. I don't know. I don't. I've tried to make collabs with many people, and they have not worked out. I'm just more of the kind of solo producer thing. I remember like one of the best collabs I made was with Squonk, and I kind of unintentionally totally hijacked the project, and I feel kind of guilty about that. And it ended up being like 80% my stuff and like my ideas. And like I don't know, I just don't really work well like that. Some people are just like all about, they just collab with like fucking everyone. And like also, I don't know, maybe this is just like my ego tripping and talking, but like I like almost like look down on artists who like collab more with everyone else than they do like have releases. Squonk, yeah, it's just, I think it's just Squonk. He's been popping off lately. He's like touring with like Crawdad Sniper all the time and stuff. But I don't know, so, like some producers just like they have more collabs with people than they have like their own self-produced stuff, and like it makes me feel like that it's like a nepotism thing, you know, like they're gaining their audience by siphoning off of all the other people almost. That's not like necessarily true, but I don't know, it feels a little weird. That is to say, I haven't like collabed with anyone, so I really can't be talking, so I have no idea. But yeah, Squonk is he's dope as fuck. He's been like exploding, and like his production has like upgraded massively in just the past few years. But I think he got like taken under like Crawdad Sniper's wing and a couple other of those homies, and yeah, he's like learned a lot like directly from like a bunch of like really fucking talented producers, so he's been doing really great. But also his stuff is just like well, he has a super original sound already, but I really like his down-tempo stuff, but he hasn't made any in a while, which makes sense because everyone he's also pumping out songs. I think that's also like probably the secret is just keep releasing music. I kind of tend to be not doing. This one's awesome. That one's really good. No, this one's really good. Yeah, the only like I don't know. I very rarely have gotten like collabs done well. It has to be like an entirely natural thing for me. And like a lot of the times that I have like tried to do it, it's like felt like kind of a networking opportunity more than like trying to make good music, you know. Yeah, we don't release, that's the rule, gatekeep forever. Yeah, that's why you hide your YouTube videos from everyone, right? That confuses me. I don't understand what the point is in like hiding information, you know, unless you're like trying to sell it or something. But if you're not even trying to sell it, then like Like, what are you hiding it for, you know? Like you said your YouTube video got like 2,000 views in a day, and then you privated it. Like, you probably just could have kept making YouTube videos, and then your artist would probably, like, your whole music career would probably be like a lot further along. Just because, at least from my experience, like, the entirety of my YouTube channel and all of my quote-unquote clout in the scene, my god, clout, just comes from the YouTube channel, you know? Like, I feel like you help other people, they gain from your knowledge, and then you also gain by teaching them and helping out the scene. It's like a karma thing, you know? So if you don't care about the career part, then what is there, like, because like I understand, like, oh, they're gonna steal my techniques and then I'll lose my original sound, and then other people make better music than me, and then I'll not have a career, or my music will just be less good or something, which, like, I know that's all, like, if that's the argument, then that's definitely like all ego stuff talking, but that's also hinging on the idea of like a kind of career thing. I mean, I guess there's the idea of people like biting your sound, I suppose, but yeah. Well, I think that most of the tricks anyone learns is from peers, and then you like make some sort of flip or modulation of it. So to be fair, all the things that I've specifically made videos on are stuff that I figured out on my own, and that's also why I don't make that many videos, just because I don't want to make a video unless I have something particularly novel or interesting to share with the world. Otherwise, like, I'm just being another fucking YouTuber, YouTube bro thing. I don't know. I'm already burning out, I think. How do you think about it? And that's what I'm curious about. Like, you made the video for a reason. It was to share knowledge, and then you're like, oh shit, it's popping off. I'm curious what your and then you privated it. And I guess it's like, maybe it's like fear of, I mean, it's fear of something. Getting a lot of attention all of a sudden can be like kind of surprising or jarring. And like, I will say that, like, it was kind of an ego check to myself to like suddenly hear my like squelch patches and stuff in other people's music. Like, I can hear the spellbook modulation and stuff, and people one-to-one following some of my tutorials and making songs that like pop off a lot, you know? And then I was like, you know, I'm like, oh damn, they stole my sounds, even though, you know, I gave away my sounds, right? But then, you know, I got over it and I realized, well, it's what they do with it, because the music that they were making didn't sound like me. It had some of the same sounds, but it didn't sound like me. It's what you do with the sounds. So, yeah. like actual bass patch sounds and stuff at this point, right? But why, like, I feel like you could have done a great service to other people who want to make cool art with that kind of sound design, you know? Like, why gatekeep it, you know? Unless it's like entirety trade secrets of some of your homies that specifically don't want other people to know because they want them to learn from their like one-on-one tutorials or something, and like maybe there's an argument there, you know. You can like trying to respect their techniques or whatever, which also you can't own a technique, but like sure, but like why? I don't know. If it became a thing everyone made, it would be like how shitty halftime has became. I just don't want that sound to get bland. That sound, I hate to break it to you, it's already so bland. I'm so over it. But I'm an up-tempo hater, or a halftime hater. Stupid how like up-tempo and halftime are the same genre. Like what the fuck? Who came up with this shit, man? Like old Slugwife Borso copycat no one can replicate for some time. It is bland now. Oh yeah. But I feel like all the sounds you made in that tutorial are basically that. Right? It's just sine compression bass with disperser and just a different way of like modulating and routing stuff. It's just like a nice workflow basically for sounds people already know. Can't imagine why there's 50 tracks, because I'm not using most of them. Because I keep trying out different ideas and then muting the ideas that sound like shit and then trying out a new idea. Oh no, that's annoying as fuck. That's so annoying. I was going on a good little tangent. Okay. You said all right, let's forget everything I said. Let's do it all over again. Think about it as who cares, but who cares to put it out, but also inversely, who cares because it'll just fall into the abyss of tutorials. Well, the thing is that your video didn't fall into the abyss. It got thousands of views. And if you think about someone who gets, say, let's say your video gets 100 likes. That's 100 people that look at the thing. And that's actually a fuck ton of people in the grand scheme of things. Or not in the grand scheme, but that's just 100 people is a fuck ton of people. And we're in an age of the internet and like big numbers and stuff like that. And it's easy to like kind of forget that kind of impact that can have. What if one of those people ends up using those techniques to like, I don't know, hone in and figure out what type of sound design workflow they like, or they're able to finally make the genre they like, and then they end up improving through some butterfly effect and then end up becoming like an influential producer and then changes the entire shape of music itself, you know? Like you're contributing and helping out to an entire scene, to the future cultivation of music, you know? And also, you say who cares, put it out also, but also who cares will fall into the abyss. You care because you made it and then took it away. So you went through, there's something going on. There's something going on in regards to like how I don't know whether you think the effect will be a positive or a negative one, but it'll probably be positive, right? What's with the fucking that guy? I'm just asking these questions because it doesn't seem like you fully understand why it is that you care. At least you're bad at articulating it, and I don't understand it, or I'm bad at listening. Maybe saying you're bad at articulating it is too hostile of a way to phrase it. But I don't know, like who does it hurt, you know? It just helps people. I'm not like that. What if we dynamic to it now? I swear, the second time it plays, you hear these like overtones that shouldn't be there. It's really fucking annoying. Double click the MIDI, then grab the sideways triangle and drag it ascent here. What? Sideways triangle? What you talking about, mate? There's many sideways. There's like a million sideways triangles. Use the personal gripe because they didn't have the same resources. Ah, so I suffered. Therefore, everyone else should suffer. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that to a degree. Like, I do think people need to explore more, and like, you know, pave their own way a bit. And I think that's why, like, I stopped watching tutorials after like a couple of years once I figured out, you know, like the fundamentals, and then came up with a bunch of different like techniques and shit, and then shared them. But I don't know, in the end it ends up just like helping people out. It ends up helping people make music that they want to make instead of just kind of being blind and lost. It doesn't want, you're not like giving them you're not giving them the sounds, you're not giving them like a track template and loops and stuff to like paste into a thing. You're just explaining the process of how sounds make. I don't know. Control A MIDI placement sideways triangle. What are you talking about? Control A highlights everything. What sideways triangle? There's MIDI placement? Like, you want me to just move the MIDI around? Double click the MIDI, then grab the sideways triangle. Double click the MIDI. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is the effect you want me to do? The one on 7. What do you want to happen to the music? Instead of, because I have no idea what you're... The one on 7. Like, this being the 7th beat? Or, like, subdivision? I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Now, if I had your mentality, I wouldn't be streaming right now, right? I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. Just keep that in mind. You're taking in you're reaping the reward of other people doing it, but you refuse to give out the same. What's up with that? Okay, we should start actually organizing this and putting this into the proper groups and stuff like that, so that like my template actually makes sense and doesn't sound like shit. Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. I would like to know what he wants me to do to the sound. Like, what is the thing he's trying to make me do? But he's just giving, like, kind of random, like, deliberate, exact instructions, but they're not deliberate or exact at all. It's kind of vague. Here, let's put that in subs. These are all like glitchy sounds and stuff. We'll just shove that in chords melody. Why not? And then let's take the flute thing, we'll shove that in chords melody. And then we'll take restoration, we'll shove that in FX. You can also go in FX. Why does it jump to the top every time I chuck a thing into a group? That's so annoying. You also go into chord melody, right? like that the kick is playing at the same time as the snare. Oh, you just want the MIDI to be offset by a tiny amount. That's all you want. What, this thing? That would drift the whole thing over, I feel like. You don't want to spread misinformation. You got harsh Discord DMs. I've spread so much misinformation on accident, and I've never had anyone yell at me. I would, what would people be upset at you over? For a song that you had out for like 24 hours? Or for a video? Alright, let's do this again with operator. And then operator will go up 4, go down. How does this work again? Right. Just a cent. A cent is like a unit of transposition. Right? The audio files have their own attack. What? I don't understand. You want me to do this? Which, like, it works. Looks like I would have to apply it to everything for it to be consistent. You're talking hair. What is a hair? What? Okay. I'm not alone here. It sounds like dog shit now that I... The snare is way too fucking loud. What happened to... I thought I automate all the shit to turn on. I guess apparently I deleted the automation when I moved it. That's fucking annoying. That's super annoying. I guess also we'll take an auto pan. That on the sub. Let's put this in mid bass. Envelope on the filter will add some flavor to the bass, like a low pass opening up on the operator pad. I don't know, this section's weird. Let's go back over here. is fucking stupid. You know, 20 or something I turned off? I mean, they all fucking suck, dude. No, I think he, no, what Save Your Hearts is saying is my shit is too quantized and it's too on the grid. Which is, that's a fair criticism, because my shit is, like, kind of always on the grid, and I never make it, like, feel very human or off the grid. And, I don't know, maybe I haven't been humanized pilled yet. I just never do that. I never, like, think to do it, or think it's really an issue. But some people don't like it. And it'd probably make it sound better if I, like, was a little bit more deliberate in putting shit off the grid. A little envelope opening up on a low pass might make it sit. The serum patch? Well, the serum... What is the serum patch, actually? I thought this was a different thing, but I'm mixing it up. I mean, it's just, we're doing some FM, we got spray, roar. But this is stupid. Yeah, this is all coming from... It's all coming from this. That's where all the beef is coming from, and then we just have an auto filter. So the auto filter is effectively working as the low pass filter you're talking about. Wrong soloed channel. We have. We can't be doing this at 86 exactly. 86.3, there we go. I suppose if I really wanted to, where is the glitchy dude that's like the bulk of all of our percussion? This guy. We can do that. Set that to 100. Set it to jump. And then put this on here. How do we, well, how do you, fucking, I want to delay this back in time, like 10 milliseconds. Isn't it delay? No, it's not delay compensation. They put it in the stupidest place ever. I know that. That's all I remember. It's like under mixer controls, arrangement controls. Oh, this is so stupid. This is the worst. I don't know. We'll never fucking know. Oh, back to Google. Ableton 12 track delay. Where the fuck are you? View arrangement track controls, track options. Why? It used to just be there. It used to be on every single track. View arrangement track controls? What are you talking about, mate? Down here. Track options. Jesus Christ, dude. I hate it here. So we can set this like minus 20 milliseconds or something, and then we'll have this range from 0 to 40 milliseconds, and now we can automate this to fucking pop around and stuff, and so we can just go like, let's do something like that, right? Oh, down here too? Track options? Oh, no, but that only does it, I think that only does it not in arrangement view. That does it only in session view, which I guess still accomplishes the thing I wanted to do, but... Then let's take this, then put this under percussion. All right. Now it's like a little slow. What if we take all of this, we chuck it, oh, let's consolidate it. Da-da-da! Honestly, to me, I'm just hearing all the clicks from it not being on the grid and the really sharp transient is kind of driving me crazy. But it does sound a little bit better, I suppose. That's fucking sick. like that. Hmm. Maybe a wavetable with wavefolding on it.
Wavetable is like the easiest synth, dude. It's so intuitive. I mean, there's not like, it's very easy. It's very, you can make really simple sounds that are like good extremely quickly. But it's probably hard if you want to make something super fucking complex, as is anything. But like, I don't know, you can just spit out sounds so fast. Like I don't know. You just like the default shapes and how the settings are already set up is just, it's just like gonna probably sound good like right off the bat, right? Like add like some noise. Add reverb. It's just you're already getting like cool chords and stuff. It's not really hate the routing. Yeah, it's a little annoying working through the matrix tab. Yeah, good for pads and like simple melodies, really. Just like really harmonically simple, kind of sine wavy melodies that you just want to like slightly modify. It's so fast at getting really pretty sounds for that. But yeah, I don't use it to make like bass sounds or anything. I don't know. Okay, what do we even have, man? Where's the chords and stuff? Is happening? What's going on, man? Oh. Pull the snare back.
shit going on. Oh, it's this guy. Wait, no. Where the melodies? This guy. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like fucking I'm not digging here you. This guy, we're setting this guy to just 20 milliseconds the whole time. I like automating the tempo to change over time. Let's get a operator. Transform, notes, envelope, invert. No, it gets too weird. notes envelope and MPE tabs have been so fucked up for the first 2-3 months, and I literally never found them. Right in the middle. Yeah, that makes sense. What's up, Hari Maya? How you doing? While talking about frying hard drives. Oh, speaking of, I need to save this project. What do we call it? What do we call this project? I don't know. We're in 2025. 2503 20. I'm stuck to the grid. 86.3 BPM. Because the theme of this has been chatters yelling at me for being too stuck to the grid. Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom and drink some water and stand up and stretch and whatnot. If that's the new serum yet? Yeah, the past like 3 live streams have been me entirely fucking around in serum. A lot of the sounds in this are from serum. Pretty much most of the sounds. We got this guy. Then we got all of those and whatnot. Anyways, I'll be right back. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Don't want to restart. Okay, all right. I'm refreshed. Don't remember what it sounds like really anymore. I have never ever made and released a collab with anyone before, so don't expect shit from me. This part's really fucking weird. It's weird. There's some good bits for sure. I really like the transitionary part. Okay, let's check out this thing. Yeah, that shit is loud. Very Jade Cicada for sure. I don't really have any like ideas for it. I'm not really hearing not hearing Wagon Christ, but it for sure sounds like Jade Cicada to me. I mean, it's like the same kind of drums. It's really fucking loud.
It's got a nice like melody, little pitch bendy, psychedelic thingy. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really like spark something huge in me, but you should work on it. I think. I think definitely has a lot of potential, but I don't know. I feel like I got a decent bit on my plate, but maybe. Yeah, I think it's very, very cool. Yeah, everything I do is burr. Well, I mean, you did that, and just do that for like 3 times more or 4 times more of the length of the song, and then you got a whole thing. You know, no, the melodic stuff is cool for sure, but it's like I don't know. Like I could work on it, but like I just don't particularly feel like super called to. And also, again, I've never made anything that has finished as a collab, and I've tried many times. It's just I just don't think I lend very well to it, so I wouldn't expect it to go anywhere at all. And you should finish it, because then it would have a better shot of ever seeing the light of day if you worked on it. Yeah, and there you go. You were just saying earlier you can't do any melodic stuff. There you go. You already got a thing going. Take this. This is a weird section for sure. Like, that's our main idea. Maybe we like make more of it and lower it an octave or something. Maybe. this little thing. Lost your project file a few weeks back that had a banging ass B section, but it all got wiped. Damn, how do you lose the project file?
What happened to it? Yeah, this section here doesn't quite work. It needs like more percussion stuff, obviously. I'm bored of it. I'm fucking bored of it. What if we just kill all that? Fucking boring.
Despite having so much shit going on, it's boring as hell. I don't know.
I'm so fucking over it.
I'm so over it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm like almost done streaming. Here, let's make One more serum patch before we call it. You know? Oh, you say? It doesn't have it saved in the backups. Maybe you just didn't save the project. Maybe you just forgot to save it or something. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense. It's like usually, yeah. As long as you save the project, then at some point it's gonna have a backup with it. Okay. I mean, I'll play it. Okay, well, I won't play it on the stream if you don't want me to.
Especially if it's all gone. Like, what's the fear of not playing it on the stream? Oh well. Like 3 people will watch. Okay, let's make, I don't know. Let's do some FM thing or something. Just the last section. The first is Dookie. You can play only the first section and then back out before the build-up happens. Very cool rhythm, very cool beat. Like what you're doing with like the sub kind of constantly hitting in and out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, and yeah, it definitely does sound kind of McManny. I'm not crazy about clipping the shit out of your snare or clap or whatever. It's I don't know, but I'm a hater. I'm a hater when it comes to clipping. But just like that particular type of mixing and stuff, like I can't listen to most like halftime, whatever, that entire genre, all the shit that's mixed like that, like I just don't listen to it honestly on my own time, just because the like mastering or mixing style of the clipping the fuck out of literally every element, it just, I'm so over it. Okay, let's we're gonna do the thing again. Let's go mode harmonics. They're so hard to mix with my template. Don't make your template do that to your snares. Don't do that. I feel like you shouldn't have your template drastically alter your template shouldn't color your sound in a particular way. Like I have a friend who his template starts off with a saturator on his master like that, like after the limiter. Like there's a limiter and then a saturator afterwards. I'm like, bro, mix the song first. See if the song wants a saturator afterwards, which it probably doesn't, you know? But I don't have to mix with my template other than gain staging. No, you probably do have to mix other than gain staging, because every single song is going to call for very different things. And I feel like if you're just going to adhere to a template, then you're not mixing nearly as well as you could be, because it's way more complex than that. Templates, especially in this type of music, like I feel like you can't do that. Like the only thing in my template really that's already set up is just the sidechaining. It's just all the sidechain routing is kind of already set up, but I usually end up having to tweak it regardless anyways, because depending on what elements I'm using and how everything is working. Unless you're making like literally like cookie cutter like rhythm dubstep, that uses the exact same types of patches and whatnot. But wow. But like I don't know, just I'm wondering what your template is, if it makes it hard to mix your snare, if it's full gas or nothing. But like, is that just like a bunch of shit on your master, just like crushing everything, or do you have like saturators on your drums and whatnot? I mean, because most everyone's clipping their drums nowadays. So again, it's the meta. It's what everyone's doing. I'm being a hater. I'm the odd one out. Just some random compressor emulator on the drums, sidechain and everything else. Then the limiter. Then yeah, I imagine the compressor is like going crazy or something. Okay, let's start over. Let's just make a pad, man. Let's just make something that's like a pad. Oh, we already have our weak space. Oh, my keyboard isn't even on. right. I'm too fed up. I've been streaming for like 4 hours straight. My brain is cooking. I need to go outside and touch grass and feel the fucking sun on my face, I think. So I'm gonna go do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right. Yeah, we have a song, sort of. It's kind of weird. It's probably shit. I'm probably never gonna work on it again, but maybe tomorrow we'll go back and work on it. There's some potential there, I think, in some of the parts of the song. So, yeah. All right, I'm out. Take care, y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. Mostly just Delinquent, I think. I think Delinquent's just been hanging the whole time. A couple other people chiming in and out. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Have a good rest of your today's Thursday. I think today's Thursday. Yep. Yeah. It is Thursday. All right. Yeah. I'm out. Take care, y'all. Later.